What's up, smart homers? My name's Aaron, and this is the Home Assistant SkyConnect. The SkyConnect Zigbee dongle is the easiest way to add Zigbee to your smart home and also make it Matter ready. When I posted a picture of this on social media, I got a lot of questions about what it was and how it worked, so I want to give you my first impressions with my tests so far. The SkyConnect is different than other Zigbee coordinators because Home Assistant actually contains software that helps the SkyConnect work well with Home Assistant. When you plug the SkyConnect into your Home Assistant hardware, it's automatically detected by Home Assistant. You can easily set it up. Not only does it work with the default Zigbee ZHA integration, but it also works with the Zigbee to MQTT. Since it's made specifically for Home Assistant by Nabu-Casa, its firmware can be updated directly through Home Assistant. This is one of the big problems, in my opinion, with the other Zigbee coordinators, is that you got to figure out how to update it yourself. Right now, this dongle only supports Zigbee, but the Nabu-Casa team is working on an update to its firmware that's going to allow it to support more than one protocol, with a feature called multipan. It makes it possible to run both Zigbee and Thread at the same time on a single chip. If you don't know already, Thread is the mesh networking protocol that supports Matter, which is the new smart home standard that's been released recently. This chip is actually the same one that's in the Home Assistant Yellow, so the Home Assistant Yellow should also support Thread at some point. That being said, if you have a Home Assistant Yellow, I don't think there's really any need to buy the SkyConnect. According to Nabu-Casa, the Home Assistant SkyConnect is going to run some of the software that you would normally see on a Thread or a Zigbee radio inside of Home Assistant in add-ons, which will be completely managed by Home Assistant itself, and you won't have to touch them. Although the team plans to release this update first to Home Assistant OS installations, it should eventually be available for Home Assistant container and supervised installations as well. When you unbox it, you'll also see a supplied USB extender cable. USB 3.0 ports, the ones with blue on the inside, can cause significant interference with 2.4 GHz wireless devices. Both Zigbee and Thread run on 2.4 GHz, so if you don't use a USB extender, you may end up with your network not working at all or having severe range issues, device dropouts, and problems pairing. To test this Zigbee coordinator, I'm going to use some Third Reality Zigbee devices that they sent me to check out. When you first plug it in, you're going to see it discovered in the devices and services page, and there you can configure it for first time use. It's going to ask you if you want to restore from backup or if you want to erase network settings and just start fresh. In this case, I'm just going to start fresh, and I'll show you how to migrate later on. Once it's finished setting up, you're good to go. Adding devices is pretty much the exact same as it was with a different coordinator, so I won't really go into it in detail, but as you can see here, I'm adding a Third Reality button, and it responds once it's connected. I did get it working with Zigbee to MQTT, but since I prefer ZHA because it's more polished, I didn't really do any extensive testing to tell you how well it works. Most of you who have bought or are considering buying the SkyConnect are probably going to want to migrate your existing network. I'm going to show you how to do that. For this migration, I have two Third Reality temperature sensors and a Third Reality smart button that we're going to migrate. First, plug in your SkyConnect and then head to Settings, Devices and Services, and then click Configure under your ZHA integration. Before we migrate, we'll want to back up our ZHA configuration, so click the Download Backup button. This is going to save a backup to your Downloads folder. When finished, click the Migrate Radio button. It's going to tell you that ZHA will be stopped, so after you click Submit, none of your Zigbee devices on the network are going to function until the migration is complete. Click Submit, and it will give you the option to either reconfigure the current radio or migrate to a new radio. Click the Migrate option, and now it's going to warn you that your old radio is going to be reset. Click Submit again, and it's going to let you know that the old radio is reset and that you can remove it. Just in case, I left my old Conbi 2 in place until the rest of this process was over. Click Submit again, and it'll then show you a list of serial devices connected to Home Assistant. Choose the SkyConnect, which should appear in this list, and click Submit. It'll then ask you how you want to handle the new radio. Choose the Upload Manual Backup option, and in the next screen, click Upload a File. Browse to and choose the backup file that you downloaded earlier. Click Submit and wait for the success message to appear. Once it does, click Finished, and then go ahead and unplug your old radio. If we click the Visualization tab now, we can see that all the devices have appeared and everything's looking good. Just to test, let's head to our Zigbee devices page in Home Assistant. Here we can see the coordinator and the test devices listed. So let's choose the third reality button and see if the button presses are registered now that we've migrated it. Sure enough, they do appear, so this means that it's connected and our network should be working. I really don't have a good way to compare the range of the SkyConnect with the Conbi 2 or other Zigbee coordinators, but the good thing about Zigbee networks is that you can have repeaters and they're a mesh network. I also haven't tested the SkyConnect with many Zigbee devices all at the same time, but I am planning to at some point migrate my home Zigbee mesh network over to the SkyConnect, and when I do, I'll make sure to update you guys. If you're still wondering if you should buy the SkyConnect, let me give you my opinion. The promise is that the dual protocol feature is coming, but my general rule is that you don't buy something based on promises. That being said, buying one of these is a good way to support Nabu Casa and the Home Assistant developers, and is a pretty good option if you're new to Home Assistant or you don't have Zigbee devices yet set up in your Home Assistant instance. Anyway, that's pretty much it for this video. If you enjoyed it, hit the like button, and if you want to see more like it, hit the subscribe button. I'll probably make an update once Dual Protocol is released, and we'll see how that works with Thread and Zigbee in a single chip. If you want to support the channel, you can always become a member, or you can pick up one of my custom t-shirts in my store. If you have a question about something that I didn't cover, feel free to drop a comment. And as always, thanks for watching. See ya.